Good morning and welcome to Your Vote Counts. I'm Scott Mitchell with Leader Echols and Jason Dunnington, and the white smoke came out of the chimney at the Capitol this week. Actually, it wasn't white smoke. There's no smoking out there, but there's a budget deal. But it's between Republicans. What do you think? How did this get done?
Well, we've been talking about this budget deal for about a month on the show. This is the 10th year that I've spent at the Capitol and one of the latest periods of time that I've seen a budget deal get done. But I think we've told you every Sunday morning a budget deal would get done. It always does. You finally had people in one of the most transparent ways I've seen in 10 years get together. It was live streamed on YouTube, on the governor's Facebook page. You could see how they would break down all the different agency budgets, where money was going to be spent, if teachers were going to get more. All of it was done, and again, in a very transparent way. At the end of this whole deal, I think who really won was citizens of Oklahoma, because they got a much better look at how the budgets that their tax money goes to.
It was transparent. There were literally hundreds of people watching. We talked about that last week, but it was transparent. You could see everything that was happening. The deal got done. Did you think it was going to get done?
Oh, I absolutely thought it was going to get done. We get a budget every year. Again, we are not Washington, D.C. Oklahoma gets a budget, lives within its means. So let's talk about some good things. This was the most transparent budget in state history. Pro Tem Greg Treat did a phenomenal job. He spearheaded this effort. Speaker Charles McCall, House Budget Chair Kevin Wallace, House Budget Chairs Chuck Hall and Roger Thompson, Senate Budget Chairs Chuck Hall and Roger Thompson, all did a great job. You can look this on YouTube, exactly the back and forth. The great thing is you could see the friction. People disagreed, but at the end of the day, they came to a solution that was great for Oklahoma. And by the way, we spent less money than we have available. I wish Washington would take note.
They won't, but it's a good idea. All right, now the media covering this, yippee, got a budget deal done, but there still is work to be done.
There is. So there is a lot happening. Just because we have a deal, the House is going to be coming in over the holiday on Monday. We're going to vote out a JCAB, and then there's going to be votes Tuesday through Thursday. We're going to get done a day early. We are not going to go to our constitutionally required last day. But House staff and Senate staff has been working their tail off, and we are going to pass, as we did in JCAB, Senate did, we will tomorrow, and the House side, we're going to pass a great budget for the state of Oklahoma.
Okay, the leader's talking about acronym, JCAB. What is that? Why is it important?
Well, the leader's talking about joint appropriations bills, and anything that goes into the budget is an appropriations bill. It's money that's going to be spent on behalf of an agency or you as a citizen. So that money will have to run through those committees before it comes to the House floor. There are a few policy bills that are still left in joint conference committee. You'll start to see some of those things roll out as well. They'll kind of get put in between as the House and Senate floor move these budget bills across. One thing that you might have heard was that the governor gave a deal to not veto it. The reason that's important, just for citizens at home, if something's passed in the last 5 days of session, the governor would have 15 days to veto it. The House and Senate wouldn't have then had an opportunity to override that veto. And as everyone knows, there's been a little bit of that friction between the legislature and the governor. But all that is done, and kumbaya is here.
Okay, so no vetoes, but there are policy, you just mentioned, policy issues, and this coming week, it's an end of an era. We'll talk about that when we come back.